It was a huge challenge, and I think probably the most ambitious stop motion film certainly I've ever worked on. There's always a lot of detail. Stop motion sort of thrives on that. You know, you're creating miniatures. So when you create miniatures, they have to be absolutely working miniature versions of the real life. So everything has to have that level of authenticity. The buttons, the zips, the watch faces, the dials on a watch that is the size of a pinhead. All of that detail's there. And Wes will always ask to see the materials we choose. If you imagine this room with everything in here, there's something written on a camera stand or the notes on your pad. He'll want to know what those things are. If you can see it, he'll have passed his eye over everything.
Biscuit.
Originally, when we read the script, the sushi sequence was this minute and a half of food preparation. We knew it was a close-up shot, and we knew that there would be no chances to swap things out. We spend a lot of time trying to work out the mechanics of each piece. The fish, for example, we'd magnetise the mechanics internally so that when he picks it up and puts it down on the shot, it's all wriggling around, but it's already been cut and all of the joins have been painted inside it all, so that he could actually cut through the silicone of fish with the knife and it would open up to the silicone internal pieces. Now that's a really difficult thing to get right. It's got to be exactly on the mark. The animator's got to know exactly where it is. But then when he takes it apart, because you have that pearlescent sort of hues on the skin, we can't swap that out. It'd be very difficult to mimic that on a new piece. So we're having to build everything into the puppet to do it from the start to the end. So you've got to have worked out everything over a 7-month shot, all the eventualities to make sure that they hit the marks all the time. And that's quite a tall order to do in animation. So we planned it all out. We did a lot of things with paper cutouts. We tested it, and then we tested it again with plasticine. Then when we'd done a plasticine test, then we moulded the actual hero sculpts. Then we built all the armatures into those. Then we very carefully prepped all of the silicone work. They were all hand painted in positions.
Okay, I got a question. What's your favorite food?
A double portion of doggy chop from the can mixed into a bowl of broken puppy snaps with a vitamin crushed up into it.
And the most amazing mechanical hands as well, because once you're close onto a puppet, the tiny little hands, which are, you know, sort of like the end of your sort of thumb from the knuckle to your tip, they're not capable of doing that level of detail. So you have to make mechanical hands, which putting gloves on in stop motion animation is an incredibly difficult thing to do. So how do we cheat that? So we had multiple gloves, ones that were flat, some that were part open and some that were fully sort of like gloves. And then we'd have to find a frame and gently fit those things on and swap them out. And then Wes decided that we could introduce jump cuts. So we'd planned for one eventuality and then it changed around, which often happens. You know, you'd be like, well, why do we need to do this? Why are those the rules is a good description of it. And I think it took 3 animators because it broke quite a few people to get it through the shot. 7 months later, we end up with 1 minute of animation.